How's it going, everyone? I am Sean Moriarty of the Two Irish Brothers Show.
And I am Ryan, Week Zero Productions for Avell.
And this is the Notre Dame football postgame live show, the 2023 Sun Bowl edition. First off, a couple things. Ben has been on the road, and he's going to try to hop in here. But if he can't, I'm sure you guys will understand that. Of course, Ryan, a lot of us, a lot of people are on the road for New Year's and whatnot as we wrap up the 2023 holiday season.
Yep.
But also a little announcement that I wanted to make before we get going on recapping the big-time Irish victory in the 2023 Sun Bowl over Oregon State. Ben and I we want to announce that this is going to be our final post game for the Voice of College Football and the Voice of College Football Notre Dame. Without going into too much detail, just a lot of conflicting schedules and whatnot. But just wanted to say thank you to Mark Rogers for having Ben and I on this season. It was an absolute blast. And, this is definitely a brand in the Voice of College Football that is on the up and up. And we were very glad to have been a part of it. And we're very grateful. Now we're just, quote unquote, retiring full time. But of course, Ben and I will always be available if there's a future Notre Dame video that anybody on here would like to do. But it's just full time that we're stopping. And also we want to give a special thank you as well to Joey Foster, who is the one who put his name out there for us and gave us the recommendation. And don't get me wrong, Ryan, you're a part of this too, because you are a colleague of ours and, you're a part of the team. And so we just say thank you to all you guys who gave us a chance on here and decided to come listen to me yap on for an hour after every post game. So Ben, myself, and Ryan, we're very grateful to have been a part of this channel, and thank you again to Mark and Joey and everybody who gave us a chance. But you know what? Let's not cry about this. It's time to celebrate, Ryan. The Irish come in, get a huge victory in the 2023 Sun Bowl to close out the season.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you'll call this a pun, but we took the Beavers to the woodshed.
Let me tell you something, man. Do you have any idea how many Beaver jokes I've heard at work for the past 2 weeks?
Oh no, I've been saving them, man. I'm just waiting to go on Twitter and post it just because we got a ton of them. You could say we took them to the woodshed. You could say we threw the beaver into the wood chipper. There's a lot of ways you could spin this.
Ward, I think you were a little hard on the beaver today.
But yeah, I mean, what a game. Peanut butter and jelly came out to play. He looked like peanut butter, just as smooth and silky. Just how I like
right?
it.
Right?
Yep.
I'm sorry, real quick, I got to say this. I think Skippy sucks. Peter Pan peanut butter I've never had. Jif is where it's at, man.
Jif is where it's at. Yeah. But no, I mean, I this almost makes me wonder because Steve had such a good performance. Besides the the hurdle where he tried to get a first down and got a little too aggressive there and fumbled the ball, but I almost wonder if this plays into anything that happens with Riley Leonard next year. We're not going to talk about for this show, but that's an interesting dynamic. But
I've thought about that, Ryan, and to be honest with you, I have my theories on that, but I just like you. I just want to savor the flavor right now and enjoy today.
It kind of reminds me of the Tyler Buckner performance from last year without the 3 interceptions, but yeah, Steve fat out balled. Our running back tandem. I heard people on Twitter say, "Man, what's Notre Dame going to do without Audric? That's your entire offense." Well, as you can see, Marcus Freeman is pretty good in the running back department. at Notre Dame. We went 4 deep in this game. Actually, no, 6 deep because Ketter and Velada got a couple carries. But yeah, man, I mean, I think this is a great springboard in the next season. Marcus Freeman got his 10th win. Now it's playoff time for next year.
Yes. Next year, the whole world of college football, it begins a brand new era. And of course, all of us fans, we know what that means, the 12-team playoff. And let me ask you something real quick, Ryan, not trying to get off track here, but once we go to the 12-team playoff where all 6 NY6 bowl games are going to be used, what do you think is going to happen with all these other bowl games, all the smaller tier ones? Do you think they're
going to keep them?
Going to keep them?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that today during halftime, and I gotta say, you know, my dad, my brother, they brought up some interesting points of like how this could affect, you know, these smaller bowl games. But anyway, that's another video for another day. But you know, to add on to the point of what you were making about, you know, what was going to happen without Audric and you know all the receivers that we lost in the portal and so on. Well, I've been hearing this all week from a lot of, you know, not necessarily all, they're not all naysayers, but actually there were some Notre Dame fans saying this. Oh, we're going to be in trouble because we're without him and without this guy, that guy, and so on. And also it was the same thing with Oregon State. They were having the same problems that we were with guys sitting out, guys who hit the portal, and so on. Well, one could say that, like, we got a comment here that says this: score was closer than how it actually was. Well, you could argue that, yes, to some degree, maybe. But what today showed is that not only do we have the depth, and yeah, maybe this game would have been different if Oregon State had all their guys, but it would have been also different if we had all of our guys as well. But
you don't think it would have been different if you don't think that would have been different if we had Joe Alt, Blake Fisher, we had Audric playing back there?
Well, I'm just saying people are still saying like, oh, you only won because Oregon State was without all their guys. Well, yeah, we were missing quite a bit too.
My thing is, Sean, about that though is like, because I you know, on my Twitter I post just updates and stuff. Posted an update just about the halftime score. I had USC fans, Ohio State fans just going in and saying, well, you guys are playing a Beavers team without their entire coaching staff, their 2 best quarterbacks, their other best receiver, their best running back, their entire team. And I'm like, so you're bashing Notre Dame for doing what they're supposed to a team that's missing all those pieces?
Well, again,
I don't get it.
Look at what all we were missing too. We lost 4 receivers to the transfer portal. Our starting quarterback was sitting out. Our stud running back was sitting out.
And the right tackle and left tackle.
Yeah, both starting tackles. Holden Stays. So we were without a tight end. We were without a couple of defensive.
Mitchell Evans has been injured for the rest of the year.
So yeah, we were without a lot too. But this shows how good of a recruiter that Marcus Freeman is, because we not only have the depth, but we Maris Leofau, yes.
And no Cam Hart. Cam Hart as well did not play in this game.
Yeah. So what that shows is Marcus Freeman is getting it done on the recruiting trail. When you have the talent to go along with your depth, that's saying something.
Did it seem like to you, Sean, that the defense took really a step back with the young guys at linebacker and corner? I didn't think it really looked like it took that much of a step back.
No, yes, we lost some key pieces. I mean, Maris Leofau was a big key piece of that defense. But no, we really did not take a step back. That defense,
those young guys were flying.
Year.
They were flying around the field. You know what? One guy that impressed me was Jalen Sneed, because
he was a ball hawk out there.
The coaching staff hadn't really trusted him the last couple of years because he didn't understand the defense. He got lost a lot of times. And so he kind of got relegated this year to a specialist, right? He'd come in on passing downs to rush the passer. He took a massive step forward in this bowl game. And I think he solidified himself a starting job in either Mike or Will linebacker for next year.
Yeah. Well, it's like they say, with the way college football is right now, and how teams basically, with the portal and with guys sitting out, it's basically like, I don't know if makeover is the right term, but come the bowl game, the team looks so much different. And fill in the blank with whoever your favorite team is. But with that said, that just goes to show with these younger guys who have been sitting on the bench all year or getting, more like a backup role, situational roles, whatever you want to call it. This is your job interview for a starting position.
Yep.
So yeah, guys like Jalen Sneed and Stephen Jelly and Jadarian Price, Jeremiah Love, and Jordan
Bowen.
Faison. Drake
Bowen got in. Don Schuler got in.
Mm-hmm. So you're making a case for to be the starter or get some more significant playing time next year.
Did that defense, like our defense was fast enough, but I almost felt like watching this game, and it also could just be, we're playing Oregon State and they don't have a lot of their weapons. But regardless of that fact, I thought the defense, if anything, looked faster. Like at least at the linebacker position, I feel like we were faster on that point because I thought JD was really good, but I think our younger guys, they're just more God-given talent, and the defense looked faster this game than I've seen all season.
And real quick in the comment section, Jerry, we'll be giving a link here in a little bit. We got to talk about the game itself first.
But I also did want to mention, because we didn't get to mention this yet, but I want to send our prayers out to Jaden Mickey's family.
Yes.
He lost his mom last night to colon cancer. As a Notre Dame fan, fan base, we've been surrounding this kid with support, I believe, since his junior year of high school. She's been battling it for 4 years, lost her battle yesterday. And that kid, was able to suit up and go out there and play, made some huge plays for us today, especially on that fake punt where he completely sniffed it out. Give that kid some props, because to go out there with all that emotion, I can't imagine going out and having to play a football game just a couple hours after my mom passed.
Oh, it would be tough. I mean, he was, he was definitely playing with a heavy heart, and to still be focused despite everything that's going on. I mean, that takes a lot of guts right there. He could have easily sat this game out for that, and that would have been understanding if he did.
Yeah.
But he was balling out there, and I'm sure his mom's looking down at him, and she's very proud.
You don't think she was? I know she for a fact she was in El Paso watching that game, and she was smiling when she saw him get that sniff out that fake punt. So
yeah, oh, of course, it's just like, really, it's like the famous George Gipp quote: "I don't know where I'll be then, Rock, but I'll know about it and I'll be happy." But yeah, well, like I said, we'll get to your guys' comments in just a second. Maybe we'll definitely take some calls. I know I got my buddy from Ireland who is really wanting to get on here and talk. But let's go over the numbers real quick. Like we have to. It's just standard. But
yeah,
looking at these numbers from Angeli, and just seeing a couple of the comments, yes, we get it. We get it. To everybody who's saying it, Oregon State was not at full strength, but you know what? We weren't at full strength either. But Stephen Jelly, 15 of 19 for 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. What a way to start for your first ever start at the collegiate level.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was very impressed. I was one of the few that expected this kind of performance from him going into the game. I thought Steve had shown flashes of this throughout the season, but I just kind of wanted to be like, well, that's in garbage time. I want to see what he does in a full game. And it definitely translated. There were a few times where he showed his, it's his first start was the 3 sacks he took where it was partially on the offensive line, but in that situation, he's got to understand and get rid of that ball. But like I said, he'll learn that with time. But whether his future is at Notre Dame or anywhere else, I think Steve proved that he's a serviceable college quarterback. And I think anywhere he goes, whether that's Notre Dame or anywhere else, they're getting a really good quarterback.
Well, and yeah, I mean, even with Riley Leonard coming into Notre Dame, I mean, Angeli, in my opinion, I think you even just said this not too long ago yourself, Ryan, but Angeli made some noise today, and he made a case for himself to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah,
for sure. And again, between now and spring practice, who knows what's going to happen. I don't want to make assumptions at this point, but as it stands right now, Angeli had a great game today, and he made his case to be this team's quarterback one for sure.
Our offense looked serviceable. Hey, Coach Gino called a really good game today.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
he really did.
I was confused when I saw Angeli on the first drive throw it for 40 yards. I'm like, this is not the Notre Dame offense from 2023.
No,
who's calling plays?
it was completely different, and it. I don't want to start going on a bashing spree or anything like that because Jared Parker. I mean, I'm all for giving anybody a chance.
Yeah.
And if they impress, they impress. If they don't, they don't. That's just how it is. But I think it just goes to show that, well, everybody's different.
Yep.
And myself personally, I think, I think quarterback coaches can make some of the best offensive coordinators because obviously every offense starts with a quarterback.
Yep.
A quarterback's coach knows about the chemistry that the receivers have to have with the quarterback. So I'm not overall surprised that it looked different today.
And I mean, the announcers in the booth said it best. I think it was Gary who said it. He's like, Gino's going through the play sheet this entire game. And he said, with Notre Dame so far this game, he's been able to put his finger on every single play call, and it's worked every single time.
I mean, that's
a good offensive coordinator right there.
Well, that and think about it. Gino, he's staying on as quarterback's coach, obviously, but now we have Mike Denbrock coming in, or coming. Well, I should say coming back, and not I was going to say coming in, but coming back really for his third stint. Coach Freeman's building himself quite a coaching staff here, and if our receivers coach, our new receivers coach, what's his name is Mike Brown. Yep. Mike Brown, that's right. Apparently he's already gotten his feet wet and getting chemistry with our receivers. I think that had a lot to do with today's game as well.
Mm-hmm. Our receivers got separation.
Yes.
Yep. And you know what? I almost wonder, like I said, we're not on a bashing spree, but I almost wonder how different this offense would have looked this year had Gino been calling the plays and we had Mike Brown at receivers coach. Like
there's always next year.
Yeah. The fact that what was it? I believe so Thomas didn't have 100 yards, but he almost did.
Still had a nice game.
Yeah, Faison had 100 yards. I think this is his second straight 100-yard game. So, I mean, Faison, that kid is just electric.
Well, speaking of Faison, this Lauren Hamilton says Mike Brown needs to take a closer look at that lacrosse team because he does play lacrosse. She is right. She is right.
Well, Notre Dame has another walk-on coming in next year that also plays lacrosse and receiver. So I think Freeman kind of found his little niche of
well, that, and that's not always unusual because I know like back in like time during the like the Willingham and the more I think this would be more like towards the Weiss era. They would actually look at guys from the basketball team to come in and play like tight end. Because I'm pretty
Well,
sure back in the day,
Samardzija played baseball, right?
yeah,
And football, yeah.
yeah. But then, like the one that comes to mind is we had a tight end back in the day named John Carlson. Well, he played basketball for Notre Dame as well.
The only thing that worries me about this,
What's that?
I worry with Faison playing football because he's played an entire football season. Now it's a very physical sport. Now, right after football's over, he's got lacrosse, which is another really physical sport. And it worries me a little bit because I don't want him to be, like beat up coming into spring camp. And also with that, like injuries.
Well, I'm just curious, Ryan. You yourself played lacrosse.
Yeah.
When exactly does practice get underway for that?
So you start around.
Well, I mean, I know you never stop working out.
Yeah, you always work out for it, but like when I was at Illinois State, we started back in January. Like we started December, January. Usually when we started practice. I'm not too sure how that is at Notre Dame because I know it's different everywhere, but that's when we'd start doing like it wasn't like team practices, but we would like get together. It wasn't ran by the coach, but we would just get together and start running practices, drills our own. That's typically when we do it because the season, I believe, starts in March, I believe. So
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of like spring training where with football, where you get ready a couple months in advance for fall camp. So I'd assume they'd be getting ramped up here pretty soon.
So, and basically to sum it up, Jordan Faison's not going to have much of a break.
Yeah.
So, well, all I know is he's definitely been very impressive on the football field, and if he can be just as impressive on the lacrosse pitch, I'll be happy with that too. But yeah, no, great job with the receiving core, Jaden Thomas. It was really nice to see him get back into form as well, and 4 catches for 59 yards and 1 score. But let's talk about the running backs for a second. Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love. We mentioned earlier that so many people were worried about Audric Esteme's sitting out. What's going to happen? How are things going to look? Well, Jadarian Price 106 yards, 13 carries, 1 touchdown, and Jeremiah Love 39 carries 39 yards on 15 carries. My bad. But I think all I can say is I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. I mean, especially with Cam Williams coming in, we got Bo Collins, Chris Mitchell on the way as well. And another portal receiver that sounds like it may be going to be Jamal Banks from Wake Forest because Hunter decided to go to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Freeman's changing this roster. It wasn't good enough this year. And it seems like, people have described behind the scenes Freeman as, quote, a bulldog and behind the scenes. So he's not afraid to shake things up to get better results.
No, he's wanting to win. And he's wanting to win right now.
The fact he went out and got Mike Denbrock, the number 1 offensive coordinator, that was, everyone wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks volumes.
And you know what's funny about that is there's so many fans, in particular LSU fans, that are calling Denbrock crap.
Yeah,
it's like
their offense was terrible in the year before he came there. But okay.
Yeah, and you got yourself a Heisman Trophy winner out of it. But no, let's get Mike Denbrock out of town. We didn't lose nothing by him coming to Notre Dame. But I think the big thing too with that is with Denbrock. I mean, if he's able to come here and put up 40 to 50 points a game and not have to worry about it being a shootout.
Yep.
I mean, but that's just it though. The average football fan can't always see that kind of thing. Because let's face it, I'm not trashing LSU, but they were in a lot of shootouts
because their defense was terrible.
Exactly.
Mike Denbrock won't have to worry about that at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
because I was telling my buddies this, and me and Sean, the other Sean, who runs the ND Forever on Twitter, we do our show, and we were talking. I was like, if you go back at the 2023 season, you go back to the Louisville game, Clemson, Ohio State. And our offense in those games improves even just 50%, right? Notre Dame's undefeated.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Denbrock doesn't have to be this is what I try telling people. He doesn't have to be what he was at LSU. He doesn't have to put up 56 points a game at Notre Dame to win games, because the defense is going to hold teams to under 30 points. You know, if he just gets an average of 38, 39, 40, Notre Dame's going to be fine. They are going to go undefeated, because that defense is not going to give up 30, 40 points. Like, that's not going to happen.
At least not regularly, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, did they even give up 30? Did they give up 30 points at all? They gave up 30 to Clemson.
And to Louisville as well.
Yeah, but outside of those two games, I don't think they gave up.
I got the schedule right here. Let's check it out. Well, it was right here.
But they've never given up 40 points in a game.
Yeah, they gave up 33 to Louisville, and they gave up 31 to Clemson. And that was the worst performance they've had all year.
Yeah. And both of those games it wasn't really as much on the defense as it was the offense turning the ball over.
No, the offense came out flat against Clemson. They came out flat against Louisville, and it is what it is.
But still, you upgrade the offense even by half of what the production was this year. Undefeated. We're in the playoff right now.
Just a handful of plays.
Yep. So, like I said, Mike Denbrock does not need to do what he did at LSU to be successful at Notre Dame.
Yeah, exactly. And also, as you said, Ryan, before we went live here, the MVP of the Sun Bowl surprisingly was not Steve Angeli, but it was Jordan Faison. And
yeah, even the CBS, after they did the trophy presentation, they're like, well, since they didn't give him the trophy, we're going to talk about it as Peanut Butter. That name is just, talk about guys from New Jersey, man, having great nicknames. You got Cutlets, Tommy Cutlets DeVito over there with the Giants, and now you got Steve Peanut Butter and Jelly. Like, man, just the nicknames out the wazoo out of New Jersey.
I know, right? It's pretty hilarious. But with Steve Angeli, Peanut Butter fits so well. So, but really though, I mean, myself personally, I was really shocked to learn that Faison got it and not Angeli. But really, either one of these guys is a worthy candidate, because they both balled out, they played well, and they both helped lead this team to a victory today.
I wonder who votes on that. Like, is that just the Sun Bowl people vote on it, or?
That's a good point. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the correct answer.
Yeah, Faison was one of the few names that CBS got right.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if it ticks you off, but when I'm watching like a Notre Dame game or a Broncos game, and they're talking about one of my players and they mispronounce their name, it just bugs the crap out of me. Like, they gave Spencer Schrader the most valuable special teams player for this game, and they called him Spencer Schroeder.
What are they watching, Charlie Brown or what? This is a kicker, not the kid at the piano.
Oh man.
But I think one of the I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was everybody's favorite person to talk about right now, Taylor Swift. But at some music award show years ago, David Bowie was there, and instead of I could be wrong. It may not even have been Taylor Swift. This could have been someone else that said this. But when introducing David Bowie, it was a girl, I know that, but she said, "Please welcome to the stage David Bowie."
Bowie.
Yeah, no, that drives me nuts too when people get names wrong and it's
Dude,
like
and when
it's
people do
this.
that, like if it's like an award or something like that, how do you not like, as the person that's getting it, be like, pull them to side, and be like, that's not my name. That's not my name.
Mike G here. Now, Mike G, I know this guy's pronounced Sam Bowie because that's the guy that was picked before Michael Jordan, and his name was pronounced Bowie.
Oh, so Lauren said the best was when they said Notre Dame was missing tight end Mike Evans.
Yeah, I'll say it's Mitchell. Not...
Hey, I'd love to have Mike Evans on Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
All-pro
I don't know.
receiver?
I don't know how much eligibility he has left, but
oh man,
there was a funny one. You know what? This is not Notre Dame related, but I remember Harry Carey when he was still alive and calling Cubs games years ago. The way he would butcher guys' names, like
yeah.
Mark Grudzalonic. Oh, good luck to him trying to pronounce that. And the best one was there was this pitcher for this Japanese pitcher. His name was Hideki Irabu, and you can find the clip of this on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's still there. Harry's like, "I'll pitching for the Yankees is Hideki Hideki Arub. It's like just say the Japanese guy, Harry. Nobody's going to call you racist for it.
No, and I think it was ESPN when Notre Dame was doing the played Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl. They called Michael Meyer, and I'm like, dude.
I remember that. Memes galore. I remember that. Because there was like all the Halloween movie posters, and they put Michael Mayer's face.
That's
on
why
it.
Notre Dame started doing that. I'm like, dude, yeah, it's not like you guys have been doing this, calling games for like 10 plus years. You mean to tell me that CBS doesn't do their research?
No, I can say that with a straight face. No laugh. No, I'm not really not laughing. I can say that with a straight face.
Dude, no, they're probably like, dude, we don't ever call Notre Dame games. We just call SEC games. So,
well, you know what's funny, Ryan? I know you work for a newspaper or a publication at least. You might probably know something about this or at least heard stories of it. But for some news outlets, at least online ones anyway, they actually have made up publishers or made up writers that are created by AI. They give them some BS biography.
They have AI write articles for them. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they have AI write for them, but it's just like the author doesn't exist. They just make up one through AI and give a fake name and a fake biography. And
no, dude, there are some where they have AI actually write articles.
Well, that would make a lot of sense with a lot of the BS I read in today's news of sports or whatever. But yeah, we're on the same page. You know about that just like I do.
Yeah.
So that's not a joke. So anyway, with that said, let's take some comments. Let's see what everybody has to say, and we'll be taking calls here in just a sec. I like what Lauren Hamilton said here at the beginning. They pronounced it Angelali. I'm sure someone corrected them on the headset. Oh, I bet these guys were really hearing it through the headset a lot.
Bro, and whoever made I don't want to get on CBS too much because they made my favorite graphic of the day at halftime. I don't know if you saw it, Sean. I
might have.
They did a graphic for they were talking about Michigan and the Alabama game, and they put up a graphic that said JJ McCarthy's performance after Connor Stallions got resigned.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception, 50% completion percentage.
Okay, I did see that.
130 something yards per game.
Oh, boy.
And the guy I think it was Rick Neuheisel. Like, yeah, Alabama's gonna kill Michigan because they don't have Connor Stallions over there.
Oh God.
And then you got, was it Isaiah Bond, the receiver from Alabama? He was asked about, like how they prepare for the game, and he said, "Well, I can't." He said, "Nick Saban told us we're not allowed to use our Microsoft tablets to watch film because we don't trust Michigan because they steal some."
Just laying it all out there. I like it. I like it. I like it when you can just lay it out there and tell the truth. Don't if this is a courtroom, he didn't have to put his hand on the Bible. Just say it. You take his word for it, point blank.
And so people were like, hashtag Connor Stallions is a hacker.
Oh, Pandora's box has been opened with that one. All right, so
man.
let's take a look at some of these comments. Okay, this one I wanted to put up a while ago.
Irish ate the beavers, yeah.
Okay, let's not put our heads in the gutter.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Took me a minute to get that.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
You had to think about it.
I had to think about it.
All right. Okay, hang on a sec. Damn,
man.
All right, Ryan, I'm almost going to need an aspirin after that one because that amazed me that you had to think about that.
It's been a long day, man.
Well, then again, you are in a relationship, so that probably doesn't mean much to you anymore, does it? Ba-doom-ching!
Okay. Man.
I'm only posting the comments, so don't anybody get angry. Mike Gee says Mark Rogers still thinks OSU is better than ND and Oregon State. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. DDR says thanks for the post-game show, guys. No, thank you guys for giving us a chance. I really mean that. And even though we may be done full-time here, you guys can still come check us out on our channel, the Two Irish Brothers Show, and then Ryan's show, Week Zero Productions.
Yep. On YouTube, just look up Week Zero Productions. We go live every Wednesday with our Notre Dame podcast.
Hey, like a fat girl in a prom dress, we're not hard to find.
Yep.
Is that how the saying goes?
Yeah, well, I think so.
Well, I guess there's a bunch of different ways you can go with that, but you all get the point.
Well, I've heard people also say like a whale out of water. We're not hard to find.
Okay, that works too. Not much of a difference, but okay. See, I just say because I know you're going to start cracking up. I want to see if I can slip. I want to see if I can slip those little jokes in there so you'll start cracking up.
We got Sean, the stand-up comedian, here.
I was trying to make some jokes today while watching the game, and there were a lot of crickets, unfortunately. I try, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like, Sean, don't quit your day job. Okay, Ravius Carlias says that he's replying to Mike G. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but we lost to Ohio State this year. Fact is, we didn't get it done, and they did. It sucks. We can't play them again next year, though. Well, with the team,
we can play them next year in the playoff.
But I know what he's talking about, though. It's like actually scheduling a home and home and all that. It's like I'm surprised.
Wait, hold on, Sean. Who would you rather play in the playoffs next year if you had to pick, Michigan or Ohio State?
Well, I don't think either one are very worthy to play us, so neither. I'm just kidding.
No, see, because I was one of my buddies who runs a Michigan channel. I said me and him both agreed if Notre Dame played Michigan in a playoff game, that would be the most viewed college football game of all time.
Oh, are you talking about Mays? That
guy?
Mays,
yeah.
What's his real first name? I was
Phil.
Phil, that's right.
Yeah.
He was on one of my live streams that I did a while ago on our channel, and that guy cracks me up, man.
Yeah.
I can talk to that guy for hours.
He's a great Michigan fan. There aren't too many of them.
No, at least not in my experience. But he was an awesome one. I could sit back with a six-pack.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And if Brian Kelly's at Michigan next year,
then I want to play Michigan. I want to play Michigan then, but not that I actually harp on the whole Kelly thing. I mean, I had that one video that I did when he left.
And dude, LSU fans, we live rent-free in their heads.
Oh, I've been insane. I saw the guy on Twitter or X. I saw
Yeah,
that
I'm
guy.
like, dude, what?
It's
He
like
said Notre Dame's an irrelevant program. I'm like,
obviously
okay.
not if people are wanting to come here. But
You're on a Notre Dame post that has nothing to do with LSU, but Notre Dame is irrelevant.
I like to think we're talking about the same guy, and I just wonder how much his chain from Walmart cost. I mean, that guy's your typical, you ever heard Montel Jordan's song, "This Is How We Do It"? I'm sure you have. Well, there's a line in that song where he's like, "I'll never come whack on an old school track." Well, that guy definitely comes whack on an old school track.
But no, that would be. You know what's crazy though? If Brian Kelly went to Michigan, I might have to have an apology form to LSU fans for the unnecessary hate that I've felt towards them. Because when I have to explain to LSU fans why Notre Dame fans don't like LSU, it's not that we have a problem with LSU. It's that we have a problem with what Brian Kelly said about leaving Notre Dame for LSU. So, after that happens, we're just going to, all the hate train just going to go on Michigan. Just start, dogpiling.
Yeah. All right, this guy's comment. Is that okay, I know it's the guy. Is that Lawrence from Office Space? That picture that he's using?
I'm not sure.
I think it is. I think it's, hey man, Lawrence from Office Space. Hey Lawrence, has anybody ever told you sounds like somebody has a case of the Mondays? No. No. Shit, no, man. I think you get your ass kicked saying something like that. But helpful for Notre Dame, they faced Gulbranson. Gulbranson. I don't want to pull a CBS. A quarterback Pac fans know is very mid, is whiny though for big bad Notre Dame to make any excuses. Average star rating of Notre Dame's top 22 should punk Oregon State's B team. Laughable. Well, yeah, I mean, what other choice do we have though? They were out of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did you want me to?
No, I don't understand why. Again, Notre Dame gets bashed for blowing out a team they should blow out. What do you want us to beat them 100-0? They're still a Division I FBS football team.
We could beat a team by 50, whether it's bottom of the barrel or the number one team, and people will still, whether it's haters or Notre Dame fans alike, they will find something to bitch about.
It's dude, we didn't even beat Tennessee State 100-0.
Oh, I guess we sucked then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, but he did say Angeli is so street though. His nickname is Peanut Butter. I've seen a lot of crazy nicknames out there. Remember Glenn Davis? His nickname was Big Baby.
Yeah, Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Yeah.
I used to be a Cavaliers fan, and we used to call him Glenn Crybaby Davis. So, yeah.
Sean McCarthy asks if Angeli impressed enough to look at the number one quarterback job. He definitely made his case. We did say that earlier. He made his case, but who knows what's going to happen between now and spring practice. Lauren Hamilton says it's not Notre Dame's fault that even Oregon State players don't care about that program.
That's messed up, but because I do kind of feel bad for Oregon State.
Yeah,
they're gonna. You know what's funny? They're gonna be Oregon State and Washington State are gonna be our fellow independent brethren for the next 2 years.
Well, actually, I think they said that they're officially going with the Pac or with the Mountain West.
No, they're gonna be technically independent.
Yeah. Okay, but I thought the Pac-12 was gonna.
They have a scheduling deal with the Mountain West.
Oh, so pretty much like
part of the Mountain West, yeah.
So pretty much like we do, only theirs is a discount.
ACC, kind of like what we do with the ACC.
Yeah, only like I said, theirs is a discount.
Because what they want to do is, so Oregon State once they get accustomed to playing, the travel and playing these different teams. But the Mountain West also wants time to get their facilities renovated, and like scholarship numbers up and stuff like that, so that because what's going to end up in 2 years, it's going to form the new Pac-12.
So basically, in other words, they are going to date, but they're afraid of commitment.
No, they're going to date, but they're not going to commit to each other until 2 years from now.
That's to be determined. A lot can happen in 2 years. A lot can happen in 2 years. Believe me, I've been there. I've seen it.
No. They're dating while seeing other people, but also saying they're committed to each other. But that commitment date is not going to be until 2 years.
I could see this happening. Well, Pac-12, let me tell you something. You're a real nice guy, but we just see something better about the Sun Belt that we like better. Yeah. And then they go and make out with Sun Belt right in front of Pac-12's face. Okay, I just made that too awkward. But yeah, Oregon State at full strength is a top-tier Mountain West program. She could be onto something. Notre Dame, when playing their A game, can compete with any team in the country. Problem is, on the road this year, they were pretty bad. Marcus Freeman he does have to fix that, and I think he will. Lauren says 0 chance in Jelly is quarterback 1 if Riley is healthy.
Yep.
Ravia says it's a shame. I really hope Riley gets his accuracy up because he has not been a good passer. Inconsistency has been there for sure.
He's also dealt with injuries.
Yes. Beavers fan. Luck at the Beavs. I hate to say it, but the luck ran out today. Mike Brown needs to take a closer look at the. Okay, I said I put that up already. Let's go down to the further ones. We will be taking calls here real soon, guys. So who won then? Not that it matters at all now.
Notre Dame.
We got the ticker across the screen. See, this is what I deal with on the this Facebook group that I'm a part of. Everybody asks questions like, "What channel's the game on? Where can I watch this?
Dude,
what color jerseys?"
No, and the message boards, I deal with that all the time. It's like people going, "What channel's the game on? How can I watch the game?"
And I just want to say, Google it.
Give it a Goog.
And they're like, "What color jerseys are we wearing?" And like, for example, with the Ohio State game, they had announced it a long time in advance, like a good few months in advance, that we were wearing green jerseys. People are still asking, "What color jerseys are we wearing?" And these people are serious, dude. They're not.
We had people in the message boards that I'm in say, "Hey, by chance, what jerseys are we wearing for the Sun Bowl? I need to know because I'm having a during game party." And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, Notre Dame already wore their green jerseys. We already wore our Shamrock Series jerseys. If you were a Notre Dame fan, you would know that we just wear our typical home and away jerseys for bowl game.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. It gets hard to be nice sometimes. It drives me nuts. Like, what? Yeah, what channels?
Dude, what about the people that? What about the people that complain about having to sub to Peacock to watch a game?
5. Okay, I was that way too, but when I discovered what else was on there, I kind of like it. There's a bunch of old wrestling stuff.
I'm not paying $5 to watch Notre Dame play Toledo. Okay.
Well, and I mean, like I said, I was the same way, but I did keep Peacock because, like I said, there's some good stuff on there. There's some old wrestling stuff that I like, and some movies, and Sanford and Son is on there.
Really good streaming platform. Like, they've got a lot of quality shows and stuff.
I was turned. What can I say? I was too
John
hard.
Is one of us now.
I got an awesome joke. I don't know if I should say it. At the time, when I was ranting and raving about Notre Dame being on that network, I have to say, Ryan, I was a little hard on the cock. No pun intended. I was a little hard on it. How are you keeping a straight face right now, for real?
Professionalism. That's what it is.
Bullshit. Come on, that was good.
That was good.
Hey, Ward was a little hard on the Beaver, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Mike G says ND was the better team against Ohio State.
We were.
Yep. Should have put Minchie in center. I would have liked to have seen him get a few passes.
Hey, I would have liked to see Minchie throw the ball instead of hand the ball off.
Yeah. But I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. CBS is my favorite college football. I like it too.
Yes.
I like it too.
Also, did it seem like it was just nice for a change to hear different announcers call a Notre Dame football game?
Jim Nance and the other guy, they don't call a bad game. Because I'll watch some the SEC. I mean, I think SEC is going to be done after what, this year, or is it next year?
Yeah, it's this year.
I mean, they call a great game.
They do.
Hey Mark, hey everyone, we will be on with a Big 12 fan zone show at 7:00 right here. See you soon. All right, you guys make sure to go check it out. Here we go. These chumps suck. So does Notre Dame. Can you learn how to spell? These chumps suck. Period. So does Notre Dame.
Who's your team,
Yeah.
Rob? We need to
Yeah,
know.
Rob. Yeah, please, Rob, tell us. Actually,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
He's getting further. Join a conference, Mountain West, cowards. Okay, here, you know what, Rod, excuse me. I'll test your integrity. Here's the link. If you're still watching, Rob, here is the link. Come on here and join us.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to bring this up because this is hilarious. This is breaking news. Don't tell LSU fans, but Marcus Freeman now has 3 more wins over his first 2 years than Brian Kelly.
Oh, I saw that too.
That goated. Absolutely goated. I believe Marcus Freeman tied the record for the most wins by a Notre Dame coach in their first 2 years.
Something like that, yeah. 19 wins. Yeah, Brad Nessler. Oh, here we go. We got Rob. He's here.
Oh no.
Yeah, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
All right, no, this is not. I don't know who that other Rob was. I'm Ravius. That's my user.
Oh shoot!
But I've called to Mark before. But yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I'm not that Rob. But anyways,
bummer. I really want him to come on here. But yeah, we're glad to have you too.
Hopefully he will come on. Yeah, because I'm interested too. No, I just think this season has been kind of an interesting one. I am glad that we got to the 10-win mark. It does show improvement for Notre Dame. Having a bowl and 2 bowl wins to cap both of his first 2 years is nice. But there's a lot of improvement that needs to be made, and I think it will be made. I'm actually pretty excited about the team next year. I think, especially with the wide receiver room and Denbrock coming back to Notre Dame, that's gonna be cool. So there's a lot of potential. The only thing I'm skeptical on, again, Riley Leonard to me is just not an accurate passer, and I hope that maybe with Denbrock and some more time in the oven, maybe he can, because I think you can work on accuracy, you can improve your accuracy. So they're going to have to kind of give him a scheme that's a little bit, get kind of like when you're a basketball player and you make, you make some layups in the early part of the game to get your confidence up and get your game flowing. Same kind of thing in football. I think they need to work in some easier passes, maybe some screen passes, things like that to start. And then, hopefully he just goes from there. But yeah, that's that's funny. That's my biggest concern next year is probably the quarterback position. And I wasn't really thrilled with the Sam Hartman experience. I like Sam Hartman. I think he's a good guy. But, like, if you look at the numbers and you compare Sam Hartman to Drew Pine, they're very similar. Like, I think Hartman was just a little bit better than Pine in, like, pretty much every category. And it's okay.
When you go, and I'm not trying to take any of the, promotion, if you will, off of off of the show we're doing now. But on our show, on the Two Irish Brothers show, my buddy Ben and I, and Ryan, you and I have even talked about this too. First off, when it comes to Drew Pine, I've said numerous times that one, he saved our season actually, I guess last season, 2022, he saved it. If without him, we don't get to 9 wins.
I agree with that.
But also with Sam Hartman making the transition to him, and everyone's thinking, okay, experienced quarterback, 4-year starter at Wake Forest, he should come in here and just absolutely kill it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, as much as I like him, the numbers don't lie. He started to regress at, I guess it would have been like the midway point in the season. He just kept going down.
Right.
And I'm like,
also,
what is going on here?
Real quick, Sean, pull up the comment by oh my God, why am I? By the voice of college football.
Oh, and real quick, this one. Yeah, I was wrong. I meant
not that one. The next one.
Well, let me address it real quick. Yeah, I meant Brad Nessler. I don't know why I was thinking Jim Nance, but yeah, Brad Nessler. That's who I was trying to think of. So thank you, Mark, for the correction. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, Brad Nessler. But
it was the next one after that, down a little bit. The Marcus Freeman also took over.
Oh yes. Marcus Freeman.
I want to get your thoughts on this too, Sean. But Mark, I'm going to agree to disagree. But the reason I disagree is because Brian Kelly, yes, he took over a Notre Dame team that I don't even think went to a bowl game. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but he also had a really talented team. That the one thing about Charlie Weiss is he was a terrible coach, but he could recruit. So Brian Kelly had way more talented recruits and players at Notre Dame than Marcus Freeman did when he took over, because Marcus Freeman took over a Notre Dame team that, if you look at most of the Brian Kelly guys, those guys are out of the program and have been out of the program the last 2 years because they either weren't good enough to play for Marcus Freeman, or they just didn't fit what Marcus Freeman wanted to do. Brian Kelly got a lot of 3 stars and the 4 stars. Marcus Freeman is what he's doing, especially with those guys and the limitations. Like, think about it. Marcus Freeman took over a better Notre Dame program, but had quarterbacks of Tyler Buckner, Drew Pine, and Stephen Jelly. And he had Jack Cohn for a bowl game. That's what he inherited? Okay. Like, I will agree to disagree on that one.
Well, and here's the thing. I've said this about Kelly, and I know a lot of people, myself included, don't like Kelly. My issue with him was just because of how he left Notre Dame. But This is something that nobody can deny. Brian Kelly, when he came to Notre Dame he was hired in the late 2009. First season was 2010. He brought us back to relevancy. Nobody can deny that. Because before him, it was, we would have a decent year here and there.
2005 was the last relevant year that Notre Dame had. Brian Kelly.
But overall, it was a lot of mediocrity, and Kelly at least put something in place where we were at least, getting back into the national championship picture and making the playoffs, and just he couldn't get us over that hump. But we were back on the map after just a disaster of a time period of mediocrity.
Like, can you name one? Can you name players that Marcus Freeman benefited off of that Brian Kelly left him that weren't in the 2021 class? Because I consider that Freeman's class because he had to hold that group together when Brian Kelly left. I mean, maybe J.D. Bertrand and Leofau.
Maris Leofau.
Foskey.
Yeah, Isaiah Foskey would have been part of the Kelly era.
But Cam Hart, I guess, Xavier Watts, but who else did he really get that attributed to him tying the record for the most wins by a Notre Dame head coach in 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're saying, Mark, but I think I gotta agree to disagree there. I think Marcus Freeman definitely did not take over a better team.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so what else? What else do you have to add, Rob?
Well, so getting onto the Brian Kelly thing, I think a lot of Notre Dame fans dislike him, and I think if people are honest, I think they don't like him not because the way that he left necessarily, but what he said when he left. Now, for me, I don't think he was lying, at least in terms of what he thought. Like, I think he took Notre Dame to as far as he personally could take them. I don't think he was ever going to get them over the hump because I
Mhm.
don't think whatever the reason was, he just didn't have what it took to get them over the hump. But I'll always respect Brian Kelly, much like what you were saying. How yeah, before Brian Kelly, Notre Dame was kind of trash for a while. Like we suffered through Bob Davie, Tyrone Willingham, Charlie Weiss. We had just horrible years under mediocre coaches, and the program was in a horrible spot. And then Brian Kelly came back, and in his third year took us to a championship game. We lost big time, but we still went there. And then he's taken us to 2 playoff games. So I mean, yeah, if we're talking relevancy and getting Notre Dame back to like national relevancy, we owe a lot to Brian Kelly. So I'll never forget
Yeah.
that. I don't hate the guy. I don't like the guy. He's just kind of like, okay, thanks for Brian for what you did, but whatever. And now it's
Well,
time to embrace Marcus Freeman and hope
Well,
he can take us to the next step.
Rob, let me ask you this, because like I agree with everything you said, and I agree. I think he is telling the truth, but I also don't think that. I think he was telling what he thought was the truth, but I don't think what he said was the truth
Oh, I don't either.
about Notre
Yeah.
Dame. Like, I think Brian Kelly could have won a national championship at Notre Dame because he is a great coach, but he didn't want to put the work in to recruiting that you have to, like the extra effort you have to put in at Notre Dame to get kids the caliber of Bama kids, Georgia kids, LSU kids. Like, that's why he went to LSU, because you can sit on your couch in your office, in the coach's office right there, and you'll get 4 and 5 stars that want to come to LSU just because it's
Oh,
LSU.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the problem with Notre Dame, and I think that's what Lou Holtz was trying to get changed, is like, yeah, the academic standards. So there's some things that make it a little bit harder to recruit at Notre Dame, and it's always going to be that way unless the administration changes. But I don't think it's going to. So,
Well,
yeah,
it
you're
looks
right.
like it has, Rob. I mean, they
Yeah, a
got
little bit. Yeah.
Denbrock, and they got Riley Leonard is not a graduate student. Bo Collins isn't either. So they've kind of, I
Yeah, they've
think,
relaxed
yeah,
some things for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, the future, like I said, the future, I'm actually looking forward to the future of Notre Dame. Like 2024, I think is going to be a really good year. The schedule next year is kind of weak. So, honestly, there's really no excuses for not making that 12-team playoff next year.
well, and the thing is, it's funny you mentioned that too, because the schedule's not complete yet either, because we still got to find one more team to play.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
We
you're,
opened the season against Texas A&M.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I don't
Notre
know if you
Dame.
watched them in that bowl game, Rob.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bad. Really bad.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about Texas A&M, Notre Dame can't afford to sleep on them because they're going to be really motivated next year, with the
Yeah.
new head coach, and they're going to give it everything they got. So that's going to be one of those, like, I don't want to say trap games, but I mean kind of.
Yeah,
It's
I think
Oh
Notre
yeah.
Dame is what, I don't know how you feel about it, Rob, but I think Notre Dame's the more talented team.
oh
If
yeah,
like on a neutral field, I think Notre Dame wins by 10. You
yeah. I
know?
don't think there's many teams. I mean, Notre Dame's ranked 15th this year, but they're
Yeah.
not the 15th best team. They're like, to me, they're like a top 10 team. They just kind of they screwed up at the wrong times. And it is what it is. The record is what it is. But I
Yeah.
think they're closer to a top 10, maybe top 8 quality team this year. And it kind of, it's kind of sucks that the season went the way that it did. But yeah, next year I think there's not going to be that many teams that are going to be better than Notre Dame next year, in my
And
opinion.
but the fact about that game is that you're going at Kyle Field,
Hmm.
and I'm assuming, because it hasn't been released, but I'm gonna just assume because it's week 1, it's Notre Dame. They're gonna want to make that a night game.
Hmm.
Kyle Field.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm sure
yeah.
it will be. Yeah.
You got a night game at Kyle Field, starting Riley Leonard and a brand new offense with a new offensive coordinator. That bunch of new receivers, that's going to be, to expect them to be flawless in that game is almost an impossible ask.
Hmm. Yeah, as long as they come out firing on all cylinders like they did this year, like their first 4 games this year were really impressive. I mean, yes, granted the level of competition was not good, but like they still did what they needed to do, and I think I'm pretty confident they'll do that against Texas A&M as well.
I sure hope so.
We even know Texas A&M will be able to field a team. The amount of transfers they've had.
But yeah, I'm sure you guys got more callers, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off here.
All right, well, Rob, it was nice to hear from you. It's just too bad you weren't the other Rob.
Yeah, hopefully the
Hey,
other Rob hops on here too.
Hey man,
Well,
Rob, if you you were a great caller, man. If you we'll be doing this show on the Two Irish Brothers channel. We'd love to have you on a lot, man.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
All
right. Thanks for coming on, man. It's great talking to you.
Yep. Go Irish.
Yep. Go Irish.
Well, guys, we have a big treat from you, or for all. I'm sorry. We have a big treat for all of you. I hate it when I can't talk. From across the pond in Ireland, and this is not a joke, an actual Irishman who watches Notre Dame football. Let's welcome on Shamrock Jerry. What's up, buddy?
Well, Merry Christmas to all the Irish fans, and we're heading into the new year, which is going to be fantastic. But what a win today, which was absolutely brilliant. And just before I start the show here, I hope you enjoyed that joke, Sean.
Which one?
Well, the one about the gorilla.
Oh yeah. I
don't know whether he'd be allowed to share on this channel.
Let me see. Let me check the guidelines.
You'll have to forgive me, guys. I've been drinking.
All right.
For the old victory this afternoon. You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, Jerry, what real quick, because we got some callers waiting, but what was your take on
go
the
ahead.
Sun Bowl?
I think it was a far conclusion after the first 2 touchdowns. The opposition didn't really put up much fight. The Irish were just way too strong, and I think there was a lot of 1 or 2 players that were let out there today that were fresh and they were just blooded. Let's see what they're like for the next season. See what they got, But this season so far, it hasn't been a disaster. I actually think it's been quite a good season for Freeman's
we finished with a 10-3 record. I mean, no, we didn't get to the kind of postseason that we wanted, but I mean, 10 wins is nothing to scoff at.
No, and it's not. When you think of it and you look at the season for next year, you're looking at maybe the 2 or 3 teams that are potentially really gonna be very, very hard to beat. Or and they look at the same likewise towards us when we're in their schedule as well. But I think it'll give the Irish something to build on for the new year, and we'll take this trophy home. At least we have something that we can put under the Christmas tree for Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, this is a trophy that I'm definitely proud to have in the trophy case because the Sun Bowl has been around for 90 years. It's tied for the second longest bowl game in the history of college football, behind the Rose Bowl, and it's not one of those sponsor name only bowls. So myself personally, I'm happy about that.
Yeah. And not only that though, but it's nice for players to get a trophy and a medal around their neck because it gives them something to work towards. I mean, it's this week we're going to see the main playoffs for the championship, and that's where Notre Dame has got to be. We've got to be in those playoffs next year. As I said, for a university of our size and so forth, we need to win the championship. 1988 is far too long for a university of our size, and we need to be up there. We need to win it, and I believe, as I said the last time, if we win it, we'll do a double.
Oh, that's actually a bold prediction right there, Jerry. I'll say that much.
That's
but
a
I
bold
like it.
prediction, but I honestly think that's what we'll do. You know,
Dude, if
we'll
Notre Dame
become a
wins a
little bit of
national
a force.
championship, if Notre Dame wins a national championship, I think the college football world would explode.
Oh, it will. Of course, it will.
Oh yeah. I think it would implode in on itself. All the Notre Dame haters that have been, squawking, "Oh, you guys haven't won anything since 1988." Those people, I think their brains might just completely just blow out of their heads.
Explode, yeah.
Yeah.
Because for the last decade, we've had nothing but Clemson, Alabama, and Georgia, and they're the teams that we need to be really going up against and taking them apart. I mean, it breaks me heart, or actually, I get pissed off, when I see the likes of Michigan in the mix there.
Yeah.
That
I
just,
think a lot of Notre Dame fans. feel the same way.
Hey, it's okay, Jerry, because they're gonna get curb stomped by Alabama in the playoff.
yeah.
So
Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting tomorrow night to which way this is going to run. But so far, I think the season has been quite good, and it was great to have Sean over here this year as well, and hopefully, like as Sean knows, when I get things set up here in Ireland, that he can come over regularly, and it's and that's I have a great friendship with Sean the last say 10 to 15 years. Is it that long, Sean? Is it
Like 2009.
2009? My God, the years just fly, don't they? They just fly. But that's why I'm delighted that I came on to wishes a Merry Christmas, and I won't stay too long. And the usual thing is that a great victory this afternoon, and I'm really
Oh, it
delighted
was a
for
lot
the
of
Irish
fun.
fans that we've taken a trophy back home to South Bend for this year, and that we can really go at it again next year. That's the great thing about football. No matter what happens in life, there's always a sport has a great outlet that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also, I mean, yeah, our season is over, but hey, the spring will be here before you know it, and we'll be talking about spring practice and all the good stuff leading up to 2024. And also, it's I'm sure you know this, Jerry, but in case you don't, the college football playoff expands to 12 teams next year.
Oh, that'll be interesting. That'll bring in a mix, and that's what you want to see. Get in there and mix it up a bit, and it might give Notre Dame a preferable chance in certain ways.
yeah,
I
Notre
feel
Dame
the
could
Southern
be
teams.
if Notre Dame gets in next year, depending on their seeding, they could host a first round playoff game in South Bend.
Because you see, Jerry, the way that it's
the way that it's
this is kind of a lot, but the way it's set up right now is with
the
these
5
12
conference
teams,
champions get in.
Yeah, all the Power 5 conferences, the champions of those conferences get in.
The best group of 5 champion.
The best group of 5, and then there's going to be 6 wild cards. So that's what makes up the 12-team playoff. Now, granted, things could change. They could make some rule changes with that, but no, that would be the field if it started today.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Like as I said, that does make sense. So, but the thing is, though, Notre Dame fans, you're always going to get a few that are going to be moaning and bitching about this and that and expecting this. They must remember that Notre Dame is going up against some really tough sides, and you should never take any game for granted whatsoever. You go into every game thinking it's an actual final. And
Yeah.
you go out there to win. Now, there was one or two games where we were just very unlucky this year. Clemson, we just fell short, and we need to have that killer instinct to kill off the game, But as I said, you will always get fans that are like that. But the Notre Dame fan base are actually very, very loyal and absolutely crazy. I mean, I would put them up there with, say, Celtic supporters back here in Ireland and Scotland. They are absolutely fanatical. They'll travel anywhere where the team is playing, and that's what I love about them.
And I think with the Notre Dame fan base, you hear me say a lot on different shows about how pissed off I get with them and whatnot, and how negative that our own fans can be. But I have to remind myself that those people in our fan base are only a small percentage, like 1%. But it's just the thing is that 1% of the negative Nancy's, or the doomers, if you will, the realists, as I always call them, because that's the word they use nonstop.
Yeah.
I got to remember that is only a small fraction of our fan base. It's just the thing is they stick out so bad, like a sore thumb.
Yeah, but myself, no, the vast majority of Notre Dame fans are fantastic, absolutely brilliant. But we see the fans that are outside Notre Dame that follow other teams, and I think there's a lot of jealousy on their behalf. I mean, we saw there this year that you were banned by, what was it, the Trojans? Was it the Trojans?
Ben and I, our X account was banned by USC football. That is a proud accomplishment that we hold.
Can I talk about the fact that Barstool and Notre Dame stole my video about the guy running up to
please,
doing that?
Go ahead, Ryan. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna go too deep, but they stole my video.
He's pissing himself laughing there. Go on, tell him.
They stole my video. Anyway, I also wanted to point this out because I thought this was pretty interesting. Marcus Freeman was asked if Notre Dame can get to a national title game shortly after his Sun Bowl victory, just like the Irish did a decade and a half ago. He said, "Sounds good to me, but I don't want to just hear about an appearance. I want to win it all."
That's the attitude that I love.
Oh, that's the spirit. That is the spirit that you want. That's a commander. That's a commander-in-chief waiting, and that's what you want. Someone that doesn't just blurt out going, yeah, that's a person that'll turn around and say, we're going into battle next year, and that's what we want.
Nobody wants to just get there. They want to get there and win.
Yeah.
Win the thing, yeah. Win it. Kick the living shit out of everyone that gets in your way.
Us as Notre Dame fans, we've been at the dance already. That's nothing special. We want to win the dance. That's what we want.
Yeah, it's like we got to be nominated to dance with the prom queen, but we haven't won the king or the crown to dance with the prom queen. That's how it is. That's how it's been lately. And
I love how he's like, I don't want to hear about an appearance. I want to win it all. Like,
yeah.
That's what you want. Because you know what? How many times did we hear Brian Kelly throughout the years say, well, we were just glad to be here. We got outplayed. Give props to Alabama. They were the better. We don't want to hear that. The guys in the locker room don't want to hear, well, we were just glad to be
that.
here.
Not.
It's like, no, I'm coming here and I'm taking this with me. I'm winning this son of a bitch.
Yeah, we just turned up to take a shower.
Yeah.
You don't want anything like that. Yeah. We do. What you want is an attitude. We're here to rip heads off them, stick them up their asses. That's what we're here for. We're here to kick the living shit out of anything that moves on that field.
Yep.
That's the type of mentality that you want. Anyone that gets in our face This is our house, and we are coming to get you. Put the fear of God into them. That's what you want.
Damn right, man. That's what we need to do. We can't just be, oh, gee, golly shucks, welcome. We're going to play our hardest. And no, let's get the fangs out, grow the fangs, the claws, and just get
come
ferocious,
off,
man.
You want to come off the field with blood on that jersey. Blood on that jersey.
Yep.
You know, do you know, Sean, at the moment, right? Over here, right, most players that play in finals, right? See the jerseys that they have. They take them off, especially if there's blood, sweat, or anything on them. They don't wash them, and they're worth more auction-wise because they're authentic jerseys, and they've got the power in it. They're seen as Jesus. What would you call? Oh, there's a word for it. It's like the sword and the stone. They're like icons, you know.
Yeah, they've
got a certain power to them.
They want the battle gear, and they want to see the remnants of the
fight.
The
trophies, yeah. Yeah, the remnants of the fight. So most of their jerseys and all those type of things, they're framed. They're never washed. Some of them have blood on them. Some of them are ripped. And, like, it has the time, the date, and the victory.
Also, wanted to point this out. The Notre Dame football PR team put this out. The win against Oregon State marks wins against 7 AP ranked teams and Marcus Freeman's first 2 seasons at Notre Dame, which is the most by any Notre Dame head coach after his first 2 seasons. The last person to come close was Terry Brennan, who had 6 wins against ranked opponents in 1954 and 1955.
Yeah,
he's off to an excellent
that's fantastic.
Start in his tenure.
Yeah, that's something to start with. All we need now is we need at least a good couple of players that are there that are going to step up to the mark, that really want it. You know?
Yeah.
And maybe this might do it, please God.
I hope so, man.
So with that, I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas, and I'll sign off here.
Well, Jerry, it's a quarter after midnight your time, so I'm guessing the party's just beginning.
Oh, stop! Sure, there's big games here tomorrow in the soccer. Celtic are playing Glasgow Rangers, which is that's just a game unto itself. So there's lots of and I think the rugby is on next week or something like that. But usually the Irish sporting season doesn't really start till February with the soccer, the rugby, and the Gaelic football, which is fantastic. So if you get a chance, watch a couple of those games, or the rugby games, the Nations game.
Oh, hell, Jerry. I just figured, Jerry, I figured as long as the pubs are open, there's always sport going on.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, of course there is. Live music, lots of Irish women.
Well, see, I'm just talking like hammering them back, you know, because I remember when I was over there and I forgot the name of it, but that lager, you know, Jen was like, you know, Sean, that's a lager. You want to drink that slowly and gulp, 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 like all of another. She's like, Sean, you drank that already?
Jesus Christ, blow the bloody head off you.
Whatever. What was that? What was that?
I mean, that's something that they put out. Oh, I don't know where it was.
Because I was trying.
But I tell you, it's probably the substance that they would put in one of those Tesla rockets.
I came out all right.
Now with myself, I like the old Smittix. The Smittix Red Ale is quite good.
Oh, I love Smittix. Smittix, Guinness, of course.
The Smittix Red Ale is nice.
But what was that? What was that Italian beer that you said you thought was like dishwater?
That's Guinness Rockshore Lager, which is quite good.
Yeah, but what was that Italian beer that you said you compared to dishwater?
Oh, I think it was I don't know what it was now. I think it was Bernito or something like that. Like an Italian
Yes.
dish for it. I mean, Jesus. They're
Hey,
more
that
like
was-
the Italians should stick to the Italians.
God.
I'm gonna tell you this. Italians should stick to their wine, not beer. Right? They should stick to their wine. That's something that you have with your dinner. Irish drink whiskey and drink stout, and then we go bananas.
I got my dad when we came home. I got my dad some Teeling. I got him a bottle of Teeling whiskey and
Oh, Teeling, yeah,
Oh,
Teeling whiskey, yeah.
It was love at first sight with him. But all I know is that that Italian dishwater, as you call it,
Say it
really
was, yeah.
it really wasn't that bad.
That's a bleeding pussy's drink, for Jesus' sake. I wouldn't give it to
Okay,
the dog.
I was in between rounds, you son of a bitch. I needed to relax, to take a break, and then I hit up the loggers again. So, well, look, Jerry, we have one caller left that we got to take, and he's been very patient. But no, dude, it's always great to talk to you.
Brilliant.
And, you know, God willing, I see you back in the homeland for sure. Which technically it is, because that's where my family came from.
Oh yes, definitely. Murray Heretic, the Moriartys.
Yes.
The next time you are over here, I definitely will look after you and get you down to County Kerry to see that part of Ireland. But I think the next time you come over, we'll try and keep you here for a month.
Oh, jeez, dude. That'd be pretty tough to pull off.
Sean will come back with a full Irish accent.
I don't know about
It's not that, Ryan. You can come over yourself as well. We see can we get you a couple of Irish call-ins.
Hey, I haven't been to Ireland before, so my family is actually my great grandparents are actually from Dublin. So I didn't know that.
Dublin, yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, so that's where my
Dublin.
ancestors came from. So we got the Irish temper and everything. We got the red face. Like when we start drinking and stuff, it's great.
You've got that Celtic blood in you.
Yeah. So I'm half. So actually, I'm funny enough. I'm half Irish and I'm half French. French from my dad's side.
Half French.
Fravel is
well, you know the
French
no,
I could tell
Fravel.
that.
That's a Fravel.
Fravel.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
will you see?
Pardon me.
You see?
Would you have any
I'm
Grey
gonna
Poupon? Oh, but of course.
Will you see? The French at the northern part of Normandy there are called the Gaels, and they're Celtic Gaels. They're from Brittany, so they're not really French. They're called French Celts. So that's where your people would have come from, and then to Dublin. Over thousands of years, you know.
I would love an Irish French girl named Brittany.
Anyways, Jerry, it was nice having you.
I'm sure it's the charm, Sean.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, baby?
Thank you very much, guys, and I wish you a happy new year, and go Irish, and I'll see you soon.
Go Irish.
Okay?
Go Irish. God bless you, Jerry.
Slán leat agus gura mar agad.
Did you just have a stroke? I know it's Gaelic. It's Gaelic language. I know.
Yeah, slán leat means goodbye, and gura mar agad means thank you very much. For those that don't understand that, in Ireland we have our own language as well.
Yeah, the Gaelic language is a legit language. So, all right, you take it easy,
legit
Jerry.
Language. God bless.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, baby. I'm coming to France, and so you're an Irish French gal named Brittany. Hey, let's take you out to dinner sometime, huh? Okay, all right. Too awkward. But I couldn't resist it. But yes, pardon me. Would you have any Grey Poupon? No, but of course. And,
no, but of course, madam.
Ita the escargot, and oui. Yeah. So we got one more caller left. Let's welcome Golden Playbook. What's up, dude?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Very wonderful.
Wow, what a victory.
You're not kidding. So let's hear your thoughts on it.
So, this is just my thoughts. Like, and by the way, I wasn't really trying to like bash like Hartman or anything. I just don't. I expected him to be a little better, than he was. You know.
Well, he
Um,
did regress. So I mean, nobody's
Yeah.
wrong about that.
Right. But nonetheless, I still wish him nothing but the best in the NFL. But yeah, overall, I feel like Angeli. This is just my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think Angeli. I personally don't think they should have got a quarterback, another QB in the transfer portal. Personally, because we got a lot of we got talent on the roster that they should develop. I feel,
Well, you see,
but
I still think Riley Leonard is. I think Riley Leonard is better than Angeli, based off of pure talent.
well, you see, my thing is this, and I just, I don't want to say it here because you could do a whole separate episode about this, but let me just say this: with what I'm seeing with getting Riley Leonard, and then CJ Carr enrolling early and already practicing with the team right now. All I'll say for now is Marcus Freeman has a plan, and this is just a prediction. Things could be completely different come spring practice. But my prediction, hence the word prediction, I want everybody to remember that. So that way you don't think that gee, Sean, you had egg on your face. No, it's prediction. I'll just say that Marcus Freeman has a plan, and his plan is becoming pretty clear, in my opinion.
And the plan seems to. You won't say it, Sean, but I'll say it.
Hold on, Ryan. I just was saying that because you could make a whole separate video about this. But all right, you know what? I'll just say it. Should I just say it?
Just say it.
Okay, fine. This is my prediction of what's going to happen. And Golden Playbook, I'll go back to let you talk, but I just got to get this out. I hope you're cool with it.
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right. This is what I think is going to happen. This is no disrespect to Stephen Jelly, but I think what's going on right now, and this is Marcus Freeman's plan. He got another bridge quarterback, which this one turned out to be Riley Leonard. He's going to have CJ Carr learn under Riley Leonard for next season. Leonard's going to be the starter, and basically what Marcus Freeman is doing is he is building this to be CJ Carr's team. That's what I think. Or Deuce Knight. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It could be either one of those guys, but he is setting it up. Marcus Freeman is setting it up to be either CJ Carr or Deuce Knight's team. That's what I think is happening right now. Nothing against Angeli, but this is what I think Marcus Freeman wants, and I think this is what his plan is, and this is his chance to set that up.
Yeah. My thing is, I love Steve, and I think he's a Notre Dame guy through and through. Steve's not a guy that is any different than Ian Buck, Brandon Winbush, like guys like that, where they're good enough to lead your team to 11-win, 12-win season. But I don't think those guys are good enough to, once you get in the playoffs, to make a difference. Playing an Oregon State team in the Sun Bowl is completely different than playing Alabama in the college football playoff. Those are two completely different things. And I think Marcus Freeman has had this plan since CJ Carr committed, that CJ Carr is going to be his quarterback one at one point or another. And I think now that you have Deuce Knight, which in my opinion, is a little bit better than CJ. I think what's going to happen is, what Sean said But I think it's a little different now that you have Deuce Knight into the mix. I think it's Riley Leonard's team this year. Steve transfers out. Kenny Minchie probably transfers out in 2025. And then you probably go and get whatever, quarterback, like a backup quarterback in the portal, and you ride with CJ or you ride with Deuce, and you just have a quarterback competition between the two of them. And whoever is the best player, regardless of experience, gets that job.
Well, it's funny that you say that, and we'll get to you pretty quick, Golden Playbook, but I just want to point out this comment that was made because it's very intriguing. Lauren Hamilton says, Deuce Knight is not a year one starter. He is very, very raw. And that's why I think it's being set up personally for CJ right now, because CJ is already getting started with the team, and he's going to have some work under his belt.
But I don't think Deuce is going to want to wait.
That's just it. I know that's where that plays a factor as well. But Golden Playbook, go back to your thoughts, man.
So, I don't know. Like I understand all that, of course. I personally like Angeli, I just like he's a quick decision maker. He's got fast hands. I really do think that he improved a lot, from when I seen him in the blue and gold game. But that's just my honest opinion, of course. Maybe Marcus Freeman, he's going to do what he needs to do. Maybe he's, I believe in Freeman, to do the right thing. So, I mean, I personally, though, I feel like Angeli got better, and I know we were faced with Oregon State and all that, but still, he didn't do that bad at all, I don't think. But I understand. So, what's your guys' thoughts? So if Riley Leonard transfers, right? Isn't he pretty much guaranteed? Isn't he coming to start?
He's not
Goolsby,
coming here to sit on the bench.
Yeah. Goolsby made a good point the other day on one of his shows that he did. He said Notre Dame's not going to pay Riley Leonard all this NIL money to sit the bench. Right. You're not going to invest money in a guy that's not going to start.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you bring him in.
Yeah, and all I know is I think come spring practice, we're going to get a pretty good idea of where this program is headed as far as that quarterback position goes. Because right now it's all just predictions and theories, and who knows for sure what's going to happen. And I mean, we've seen it before; things can change at the drop of a dime. And this comment right here: Notre Dame is going to treat Angela like they did with Matt LaVecchio.
It was Matt LaVecchio. Maybe I'm too young for this.
He was our starting quarterback for 2 years in 2000 and 2001.
Okay, yeah, I was a baby. I had just been born.
I was a freshman in high school in 2000.
Lauren Hamilton says if Deuce wants to start year one, he will have to go to a school like Mississippi State. No, I'm not saying Deuce isn't going to want to wait. I don't think Deuce minds if he doesn't start his freshman year. But I think after, that'll be CJ Carr's first full year of starting. Going into 2026, depending on what Notre Dame does at quarterback with that class, I think Deuce is going to want to start in 2026. He's not going to want to sit for 2 years.
Lauren also says, I hope Angeli stays so Carr can redshirt. We'll see what happens.
Well, Carr should be able to redshirt even if Angeli leaves because of Minchie.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can play what, 4 games?
Yep.
During your redshirt year. So yeah. Jason says it's going to be another 20 years until y'all get another Bergen Catholic kid. Okay. So, yeah, Golden Playbook. Anything else you want to add? Because we are kind of running out of time here.
All I got to say is that I still think, the future is bright. We got a lot of talent on the way. And personally, I've never seen this many 4-stars like commit, to Notre Dame. So you got to give
Even some
like
5-stars, by the way.
Yeah.
oh wow,
Cam Williams and Kingston Viliamu-Asa.
that's great. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it in my personal lifetime because I was born in 98. So I never got to experience anything like that. But it's just impressive. So I personally, like you guys are talking about, Brian Kelly and all that, and even though I don't like the guy, he got us back to relevancy, and whatnot. But I don't think he put as much effort in as Freeman is, and he did. I mean, I think Freeman's got way more. He's recruiting far more better, He's recruiting in the top 10, and
Kelly got very lazy with his recruiting.
right. That's just my take on that. Like nothing against him because he did get us to the playoffs again. We made it to the playoffs. I think 3 times under him.
Yeah, the BCS National Championship and then 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah. So, I mean, nothing against him. I just don't. I think Freeman is just a far better recruiter. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really impressive to see that. To see a coach that is willing to recruit his ass off. That's what you want to see in a head coach. And it's just good to see.
Well, this comment says it all from Lauren Hamilton. Kelly left recruiting to the other coaches, and that's just it. That's a problem. You can't just leave it to other coaches. You got to be getting your ass out there yourself and doing it.
Right.
Because Marcus Freeman, not only is he getting out there and hitting the recruiting trail, but he requires all of his coaches to do it. It's a team effort.
Yeah, I'm personally, man, I'm just so impressed with all the commits. This is the most 4-stars that I've seen, as I was saying, in my personal lifetime.
Right.
But obviously we'll have to see, what happens. Next year the playoffs expanding to 12 teams.
Yeah.
And our schedule is pretty easy, so I mean,
we're gonna
be able to get in.
And we're gonna talk about that in just a second. Then we'll probably wrap the show up.
Sam Hartman and Marcus Freeman were wrestling before the game today. That's hilarious. On the sideline.
What?
They were like fake wrestling on the sideline.
Marcus Freeman
and Hartman.
I didn't see that.
That's hilarious. I'm surprised Hartman wanted to mess his hair up.
My stepmom is so in love with him.
No, my mom is too. It's insane.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude, when I was on campus for game day for Notre Dame Ohio State, all the girls, because there was a girl actually that was a student there, and I was asking her questions, and she's like, "Yeah, every girl tries to get with Sam, but he's loyal to his girlfriend."
And I'm sure he's.
They said he was very oblivious, though. Like when girls were hitting on him.
Bullshit. He's doing that on purpose. Bullshit. Yeah.
Although the one girl told me she had the nerve to go up to him and call him the GAY word at a party because he was wearing cutoff shorts.
I don't even know how to comment on that one. So, all right, Golden Playbook. Well, it was great having you on, and we'll still be going strong at the 2 Irish Brothers. So, know you can always hit us up there.
All righty, guys, go Irish.
Yeah,
go Irish. All right, so one last thing, Ryan, I wanted to tackle on since Golden Playbook brought it up and somebody else brought it up too. I have our schedule for next year brought up, and it's not complete because there's a team missing. But yeah, just talking about the schedule, I won't necessarily go home and away, but these are the teams on the schedule: Texas A&M, Northern Illinois, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, and of course USC. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Going
That's
undefeated.
11. That's 11. And so there's still one team to fill. And Lauren Hamilton said in a comment earlier that she thinks it'll be that extra game will be either Army or Air Force. So what I don't know, that could very well be the case. Maybe they'll find somebody else. I don't know, but yeah, as much as I hate to say this, because people give us crap about our schedule all the time, it's kind of right this time around because that's not a very strong schedule aside from 2 opponents.
Oh yeah, I mean our schedule is very easy, which if Marcus Freeman doesn't go 11-1 or undefeated, come on. That schedule is looking really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I know this hasn't been announced yet, but
it's actually looking like that game's going to be canceled. So
really, the Yankee Stadium game?
Mm-hmm. Army's canceled 5 games in the last week.
Really?
They're joining the American Conference.
Yeah, I knew that.
So they're canceling all their non-conference games.
Yeah, because those slots are going to be filled by conference games now. So, have you heard any other rumors about what that possible 11th opponent could be?
Oregon State, Washington State, because those 2 teams are going to need another team on the schedule.
That's very true. I didn't think about that.
SMU, Navy, UTEP, and I think Wake Forest is the only other teams that need a game still. So I've seen some people say, why not Notre Dame, SMU, and Jerry World for the Shamrock Series game?
Yeah, if they have an open spot,
I feel like that'd be a cool Shamrock Series game. You have 2 Catholic private universities.
SMU's not Catholic.
Or not Catholic, two private universities that are religious.
I mean, they're both religious affiliations.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
I'll say they're Southern Methodists. That's not Catholic.
Yeah. Either way, Sean. Jesus.
I gotcha. But Lauren says she doubts that Army passes on Notre Dame. I mean, it's possible they.
Well, these are just from people that I've talked to that said that, because Sean knows I have sources.
Yeah.
Just Army doesn't want to play Notre Dame.
Well, you know what? I don't want to play them either because it's another option team, and we always come out of the option team games kind of beat up.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose between SMU and Army, I'd choose SMU. But of course,
if we played SMU too, that would be a great recruiting thing because we'd be in Texas playing in Dallas.
That's a good idea too. I mean, also UTEP, I wouldn't mind. Oregon State could be a good rematch from today.
Just have a rematch of the Sun Bowl.
Yeah, but no, I think SMU would be a good one, and I think
Washington State I feel like would be an interesting one.
Well, UTEP. Well, UTEP, we played in their stadium today, so
yeah.
Oh, we know that, Lauren. But who says we couldn't play 2 games in Texas?
I mean we've played. Haven't we played USC and Stanford both in California at the same time, or no?
No, Stanford and USC we always alternate.
Okay.
Like USC, it's on the odd years, and Stanford, it's on the even years that we rotate between. Home and home with them.
Yeah, I think SMU would probably be my top one. I think Washington State or Oregon State would be number 2, and then 3 would be UTEP.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Navy again. Or never mind, Navy. We already have Navy on the schedule.
Yeah. But no, Lauren, know that you don't want to play 2 games in Texas.
Or we could play. Hey, we could play Wake Forest again, Sean.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'd
want someone a little different. Shit, I mean, I'd Washington if Washington State, if Washington State is an option, then
Wait,
okay.
What about Notre Dame, Washington State, in the Seahawks Stadium, Lumen Field,
That'd be
for a
cool.
Shamrock game. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be. I'd
Isn't
like that.
Lumen one of the newer or like better football stadiums in the NFL?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, for the Shamrock Series, Lauren. Okay. Yeah,
Georgia Tech at Mercedes.
because Georgia Tech. Actually, it's announced here on the schedule that it's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Okay,
But I don't think that's a Shamrock game though. That's just a Georgia Tech home game on a. Well, technically it's a neutral field, but it's a home.
Yeah.
It really is a home game because they're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's just not at their own stadium.
And they might be just scheduling it in Mercedes-Benz because of the size of Notre Dame's fan base.
Yeah, because see, we have all 6 home games in South Bend scheduled. USC's on the road. Navy's at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Georgia Tech is in Atlanta. Purdue is at Purdue. And then, of course, Texas A&M is at Kyle Field. And then Thanksgiving weekend, we end at USC. So, yeah, we have to find one more game for this schedule.
Yeah.
And they may have to they may have to make some adjustments because we're not going to play 11 games. We know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren. It's on the schedule. Georgia Tech at Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what that 12th game is. So, yeah. Yeah, they were. You can go check. You can go search the schedule, Lauren. It's out there. It's just, incomplete.
I really wish Miami wouldn't have backed out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were supposed to play them.
Because those guys are too scared. Did you watch them play against Rutgers?
No, I didn't.
Those guys could not handle the cold. I mean, that is... Sean, I'm telling you right now, I really legitimately think the reason Miami backed out because of scheduling reasons is because they didn't want to come to South Bend in November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? I respect Florida State. They're doing it. That Florida State game is November 9th.
Yeah, it's going to be cold for those Florida kids.
And I'm actually shooting to go to that game.
Oh, I am too.
I want to go, and a buddy of mine. I talked to a buddy of mine at work that is a Notre Dame fan. He wants to go to it too.
My plan is I'm going to the Texas A&M game. I'm going to the Louisville game. And I'm going to the Florida State game.
Jeez, you're going to be all over the place.
I want to go to 3 games a year. If they make the playoffs, that adds to it. Well, not playoffs, but if they make the Natty, because I don't want to spend money to go to a playoff game again because I did that when they played Bama. And I was like, man, think about it. Would you rather watch that game from home or would you rather?
I was down in Florida for when they played Alabama in the national title game in 2012 or 2013 technically. And I didn't even go to the game. I just went there for the atmosphere. And I met Jerry down there and yeah, it sucked, but yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it's more worth it to save it if they go to the national championship game.
True. That's true. But oh, cool. Okay, your dad's a Georgia Tech grad. That'd be one that he could definitely make. Then have connections to get tickets. So awesome. But yeah, no, our schedule as it stands right now is very favorable. Of course, we're looking for that one extra team, which I think would either be another neutral site game or a road game. But yeah, 1, 2.
Whoa! Did you? I know you looked at the stats, but did you look at the running yards disparity?
Yeah, we held them to only 1 rushing yard or something like that.
236 rushing yards for Notre Dame, 2 yards rushing for Oregon State.
Our defense was on today. They were
That-
shutting that run down like no other. No, it was dominant. It was dominance, man. I remember seeing the game when they only had one rushing yard. So, well, anyway, Ryan. With that said, I think this is a good place to call it quits for the
Yep.
video. And I know, I think it was at 7:00 Eastern or 7:00 Central Time, I should say, that they wanted to get going here with I think it was a Big 12 show or something.
Yep.
So yeah, I guess this is a good place to call it. And Ryan, thank you for joining us for the last show of the year, the last time that we're on here. Well,
Yep, no problem.
I shouldn't say that. Because we Ben and I talked with Mark and said we'd be open to doing appearances. But as far as full time goes, this is the last show. And again, even though Ben couldn't be here for it, because like I said, he's on the road traveling to see family for New Year's. We are very grateful to Mark Rogers and Joey Foster for putting our names out there to be given a chance to come on here and do these live post-game shows for you guys. And those of you guys who have who were new to you, we hope that we've brought you something positive, something good. And but yeah, you can still find us over on the Two Irish Brothers Show. That's where our main channel is. And like I said, also make sure you go check out Ryan's as well at Week Zero Productions. So again, thank you everybody. Again, thanks to Mark and to Joey for letting us come on and be a part of the voice of college football for this season. And yeah, before I start rambling and dragging things out, on that note, I'm Sean Moriarty of the Two Irish Brothers Show.
And I am Ryan Fravel from Week Zero Productions.
And as we always say on every show that we do to close it out, good night, God bless, and
And
go
go
Irish.
Irish.